Okay, good morning class. Today we're going to discuss, and I'm going to do a little bit of a lab, sort of an impromptu lab on Meggers and their use. We've learned a little bit about Meggers in our textbooks. What a Megger or a megometer is it's a meter that we can utilize in order to measure the dielectric strength or the insulation integrity of a conductor or a circuit or motor windings or transformer windings, things like that. What it does is it generates a voltage internally. I've got two types. I got a digital type, and in this case I'm going to use a hand crank model that we have. And the purpose of this, or it has two settings on it. It's got an ohm setting and then a megohm setting. And in the ohm setting, it's going to deliver 800 millivolts. So not a lot of voltage potential there. But in the megohm setting, it'll be 500 volts potential. Okay. What I've done a long time ago, we had some of our students do a pipe bend within the classroom here. And then we've got 5 wires. There actually used to be 6, but one has disappeared since. So we've got them labeled numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. It was number 5 that disappeared. Okay, and I'm going to put on the Learning Hub, I'm going to put on this chart so that as I take the recordings here of the Megger results, you guys can follow along, fill out your chart if you want to, and then we can discuss it in the classroom. Purpose of which is going to be to determine if there are any conductors that are shorted between each other, any conductors that are, shorted or connected, depending, or any conductors that are shorted to ground, or any conductors that are open. Now, if they're open, it will be an infinite ohms result regardless. If they have a connection, it'll be a low ohms result or a low megohms result. And if they're connected or shorted to ground, then once again it would also be a low ohms result. Now in the megohms setting on this crank type, the ohms is there. It goes from 0 up to 100. That's the minimum, or that's the maximum it can read. So if it's got an infinite connection, it's going to be 100 plus. Okay, if it's connected to ground or connected between another conductor, it'll be anywhere between 100 and 0. In the megohm setting, it sweeps the opposite direction. It goes from 0 all the way up into infinity. So if it's open, it'll be infinity up at the top. If it's got a connection to ground or to another conductor, then it'll read an ohmic reading or a megohm reading down below there. Okay, I've inspected my test leads. This is the type of tool that we definitely want to be careful with because it does have a shock potential to it. Okay, it's got good insulated alligator clips that we can connect up to the conductor. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start with the chart. We're going to go from number 1, which is down here. I'm going to connect up a test lead. And then I'm going to connect it up to 2 because that is the first combination that we ask for on our chart. Okay, and I'm going to reposition the camera here so that you can see what the Megger is going to read, along with, I'll just see if we can get her going here, along with maybe what the chart is showcasing. Pardon me if I'm just being a little wiggly here. Okay, let's just see if we can get this. So there we go. That will work. Get the Megger in view. Get our chart in view. A little tough. You guys can follow along on the chart. Okay. But my Megger is what we want to pay attention to. So I'll just see if I can swivel it and get it into position. Oh, that'll work right there. Okay. Just going to get that strap out from underneath it, so we got a secure base. Now the Megger itself, they say they want around 30 seconds of cranking time in order to make sure that we have a significant amount of time for this lab. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Okay, so we're at number 1 to 2. Okay, and I crank it, and the needle is sweeping down to the 100 plus range. So I'm going to record that. That is in the ohm setting. 1 to 2, that's 100 plus. Okay, and I'm just going to click the switch on the bottom here to megohms, and I expect that needle is going to be sitting at infinity up at the top here. Okay, which it is. So I will record infinity under the megohm setting. Okay, click it back over to ohms, and now I'm going to go, the next one would be, we're going to do 1 to 3. So I'm going to leave that one, the number 1 connected, and I'm going to move this to number 3, which we have a good secure connection there. We're in ohms. 1 to 3 is giving me around a 0 ohms. So I'll record that. And in the meg ohms, we anticipate it to read a low value here, which it does. 0 ohms. Okay, click that back to ohms, and then we're going to go 1 to 4. 1 to 4 here. In ohms we have a low reading, so 1 to 4 we've got a near 0 ohms. Go over to meg ohms, it should be the 0 ohms again. Okay. And then we're going to go 1 to 6. So like I said, the 5 is missing. Okay, switch it into ohms. We've got 100 plus there. So then I anticipate this to be in the infinite, which it is in meg ohms. So 1 to 6 was an infinite in meg ohms and a 100 plus in the ohms setting. And then we're going to go to ground. So I'm just going to go to a bond screw in the box. And we've got 100 plus and infinite. Okay, now I'm going to go to wire number 2. Okay, and I'm on ground already, so I'm going 2 to ground right now. In ohms, we've got 0 ohms there, and in meg ohms, we've got 0 meg ohms. So 2 to ground is giving me 0 and 0. All right. And if we go down, so what else are we going to go? We're going to go 2 to 3 in ohms. That'd be 100 plus and infinite in meg ohms. Okay, and we're going to go 2 to 4. In ohms, 100 plus, infinite. Okay, getting closer to the end here. And then 2 to 6. In ohms, 100 plus, and infinite. Okay, now we're going to go 3 to 4. If I can find 4 here, and there you are. Okay, so we're in ohms. We've got 0. Meg ohms, we should have 0 as well. Yes, we do. That's 0 and 0. And then we're going to go 3 to 6. In ohms, 100 plus. This should be infinite in meg ohms, which it is. And then what are we doing? We're doing 3 to ground. In ohms, 100 plus, and in meg ohms, we have infinite. Okay, and now we're going to go to 4, which is this one here, and I'm already on ground, so I'm going to just test it there. 100 plus, and infinite for 4 to ground. Okay, and we need 4 to 6. So in ohms, 4 to 6, we got 100 plus, and we have infinite in megohms. Okay, and next we need 6 to ground is the last one we're doing. Whoops, let's get back up there. Last one. 6 to ground in ohms, 100 plus in megohms, infinite. Okay, so if I focus on our chart here a little bit, you can see that all of those readings that I've just done there, and we'll go through these in the lab space or in the classroom. Okay, and based on these readings, the intent here in the results section, something to think about over the weekend, would be for you guys to consider what is connected to each other, what is connected to ground, and what is open. Okay? And that's the end of the Megger Lab.